be LeBron's best move?
Me personally speaking, I think his best move would be Houston. I mean, obviously, when you talk, if we're not talking finances, we're just talking basketball. We're just talking basketball. I think his best move would be Houston. And the reason why I feel it's Houston is because I think James Harden is a superstar. I think James Harden is somebody, obviously, who can shoot the basketball incredibly well. We look at LeBron James being ball dominant and what have you and possibly having an effect on the rest of the team. But if we believe he's the best player in the world and we believe he manages to find a way to have a positive impact, when you look at a guy like James Harden and a guy like CP3, neither of whom have ever played in an NBA Finals, the reality is that LeBron James could possibly get them over the hump, but their requisite skill set ultimately helps him immensely. First of all, CP3 is a born floor leader. That's number one. Number two, James Harden definitely is a shot maker, and he's somebody with the ability to close. LeBron James is that guy that you can utilize for the first 46, 47 minutes, night in or night out, that's going to keep you in every game due to his sheer greatness. There's no question about that. And so what you have is a situation with two individuals that have the ability to close. And then last but not least, you have to take into account the level of competition. If you want to have the mentality that you know what, you're in the Eastern Conference and the path to prosperity is easier because of the lack of parity that exists in the East compared to the West, I can understand that thinking, but you still ultimately face against a juggernaut in the Golden State Warriors. I believe that the Houston Rockets, however, with a LeBron joining a Harden and a CP3, obviously nullifies and neutralizes that to the point where it's a pick-em NBA Finals if that ever were to happen. And so because of that, when you talk about LeBron James and championships, I'm thinking along the lines of Houston. But it would be the most ideal move if he manages to pull off a miracle and win the championship this year. If he loses in Cleveland, even though he ended the 52-year drought, some people are going to have a little trepidation about that, even though I still don't feel he owes anybody anything. But if he managed to win a championship in Cleveland this year, talk about literally he doesn't owe them anything now, but he certainly wouldn't owe them anything after that. And that's the way I'm thinking about it right now. So that's why I come up with Houston.
Max?
The answer is not Houston. And by the way, if he went to Houston, I don't think the finals is a pick-em. I think the Rockets smash everything in sight. And yes, that includes Golden State. I think if LeBron was on Houston, Golden State may not go 7 games with the Rockets. And by the way, it's possible the Rockets could win the championship this year. And if they do, then I think it's impossible to go to Houston. Then it's like if Kevin Durant joined the Warriors after the Warriors not only won 73 games, but let's say they had also beaten the Cavs in the finals. I don't think Durant can join the Warriors at that point. It's just too ridiculous. Although in terms of the shamelessness of superstars joining great teams, maybe nothing's too ridiculous. So I would say the Rockets are not the best choice for him unless the only criteria is to create the best team. Then they're the best choice. I think staying in Cleveland is wrong because if he stays in Cleveland, his championship days, in my opinion, are over. I think joining the Heat is okay, but I don't think that's the best spot either. The best spot for LeBron James is the San Antonio Spurs. They have not won a championship in a minute. They are not like joining the Houston Rockets where you say, wait a minute, they already have the best record in the entire league this year. You're going to join that team? It's not like joining the Warriors, who've not only won 73 games recently, but have won 2 championships and added Durant and all that stuff. It's not quite the same as joining those 2 teams. The Spurs right now are 10 games out of first place. But guys, look at how they're 10 games out. Their best player by far is LaMarcus Aldridge. Everyone else is like 20-something minutes a game on the team. I mean, Popovich is doing this with spit and bubble gum. This is all alchemy. It's smoke and mirrors that Popovich is working this magic, and that's why LeBron should go. Apologies to Eric Spoelstra, who's an excellent coach, but LeBron is the best player of his era by far, and Popovich is the best coach by far. And before LeBron James is done, while he's still a great player, he deserves to play for a truly great coach. I would love to see it happen. Look at Manu Ginobili, 40 years old, still kind of balling when he's in the game. That's the kind of way that LeBron James should age. And consider the Spurs 10 games out without Kawhi Leonard. Well, what would they be with Kawhi Leonard? And then what would they be with LeBron James on top of it? LeBron James' championship days would not be over if he joined the Spurs. That's where he should go.